Yeah. Okay, a little bit Gemara, Masechet Eruvin. And right now there was a question, Baruch, are you allowed to say Asher Yetzah while you are wiping your hands? Is it allowed or no? Huh?
It is only with Asher Yetzah, I understand.
No, any bracha. Read.
מי שהיה עוסק במלאכה מפסיק עד שיקרא.
So Gemara talks about, Shulchan Aruch talks about, Rambam talks about over here. It's Halachot of Kriyat Shema, chapter 2, Halacha Daled. I remember that, Baruch. Bet, chapter Bet, Halacha Daled. It looks bad, Bet Daled. That's how I put myself in Masiman. So a person that thinks it looks bad, show him bad, that it doesn't look bad. It's okay. The what?
Okay.
That if a person, the Rambam says that in the laws of Kriyat Shema, that Mr. Devi, welcome to us, you have to say Shema with full kavanah. Now what happens, the Rambam says, if a person is busy with melacha, back in the day, the boss was very on top of the employees. It was not easy going. If you have to work, I'm paying you for your time. When you are praying right now, so what should you do? If the balabait is takoi makpid, what to do? So says the Rambam, Haya osek b'melacha. If he was busy with his job, let's say he's apple picking, he was in the tree, he's plowing the ground, what should he do? Amir, what do you say? Says the Rambam, read.
מפסיק עד שיקרא.
Mafsik ad shikra. You have to stop the melacha in order to read the Shema Israel. Oh, Tzadik Balay.
No, sorry, שיקרא פרשת ראשונה כולה.
Oh, I was waiting for the continuation.
וכן האמנים בוטלין ממלאכה.
So what obligation is, you have to stop your work for the first parsha of Shema. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
When the time is about to run out.
Yeah. You're right now busy with work, and the time of Shema is about to run out. Say the Shema, first chapter, whenever you have to stop,
Only first
must.
chapter.
Yeah, and the rest, V'ayim Shamat Yishmehu, continue while you're doing your melacha. You pick your apple picking, and continue V'ayim Shamat Yishmehu like this. Continue.
פרשת ראשונה כולה וכן האמנים בוטלין ממלאכתם בפרשת ראשונה כדי שלא תהיה קריאת ארעי.
קריאה ארעית. Since Kirat Shema is Deoraita, you're not allowed to read it while you're busy. The first chapter is Deoraita. You're not allowed to do that whenever you are busy doing other things. Continue.
But that's the Rabbanan, no?
No, first chapter, according to Rambam, Deoraita.
No, to do things while you're reading the first chapter, that's the Rabbanan, I believe.
Chazal restricted not to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
But who said you have to read Shema, the first chapter? Torah. Who said you have to read the other two? V'ayim Shamat Yishmehu and the Tzitzit? Chazal said it. Read. So during Chazal sections, you're allowed to do things and at the same time you are saying it.
והשאר קורא והוא עוסק במלאכתו, אפילו היה עומד בראש האילן,
בראש הנטבח.
קורא במקומו, מברך לפניה ולאחריה.
So he's allowed to mevarech of brachot Shema whenever he's busy with the melacha. So what do we see? For bracha, and that's a very long bracha, the brachot of Shema. I don't know how they would be able to concentrate on this. יוצר אור בורכו שחוזר שלום בורא את הכל, all the way to הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 pages in certain sidurim. They used to, yeah. They used to work with the tefillin. The tefillin back in the day was part of your dress code as a Jew every day. Every day. The tzitzit was, if you have 4 corners, you put tzitzit. Today we do the opposite. We make sure to have a 4 corner to put the tzitzit all day long. At tefillin zabili pranivo. Yeah, it's the other way of whatever originally was.
Rabbi?
Hold on. So what do we learn from the Rambam? The Deoraita things, you have to be fully concentrated for Deoraita. You cannot do other things while you're busy with Deoraita. The Rabbanan things, while you're busy with them, if you have a need for that, you could be saying the Rabbanan bracha, even whenever you are doing the melacha. So it's not an isur. It's all a matter of you. You have to be honest with yourself. Do you have kavanah or don't have kavanah? Many people will not have kavanah, especially if they're not understanding what they say. As easy, they have a hard time to say kavanah. So if they will be busy wiping their hands, going here, going there, it'll be harder for them. But if you know for sure, I have kavanah, then okay. Then it's your call. But you have kavanah, no problem. But for Doraita, you're not allowed to take the risk and say, I have kavanah, I'll continue picking up the apples. Doraita, you cannot. But for the Rabbanan, Chachamim gave you that leeway to trust you. You can trust yourself. ברשות מוריי ורבותיי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Okay, רבותיי, בעזרת השם we'll do a little bit of the Gemara. We are on Masechet Eruvin in Daf Pehei. The Gemara talks about a very interesting thing that could be very practical. We're going to learn it, and we'll tell you also the halachot be'ezrat Hashem of it, is as follows. A person that is dwelling, Amar le Rav Papa le Rava. What if a person has from one domain to another domain? What was that? What if a person has many properties in one courtyard? Is it considered to be? Here it is. Is it considered to be one owner or no? Example. Right now, you have a house, right? Apartment, house, doesn't matter. Do you know, according to the Jewish law, if you have two rooms in the same apartment that belongs to two separate people, and they're eating in those rooms and they don't have a mutual kitchen, let's say mamash two separate rooms that they have their small things that they need in there, and then they have a dining room. Roommates. Now I say apartment mates, how do you call this thing? Roommates, yeah? It's not really roommates, they share apartment together. They don't share a room together, they share apartment together. By Jewish law, those two parties, if they don't have a mutual kitchen, not be allowed on Shabbat to carry from their bedroom to the dining room on Shabbat. Why? Because the dining room belongs to more than one entity. It's considered to be Hatzer Hashutafim. There is more than one person over here that is the owner of this Hatzer, of this dining room. It belongs to the room owner number one and to owner of the room number two.
Even though you're in the same building.
Same apartment. More than that? Shalom is shocked. We'll discuss this, yeah. Now comes the Gemara and says, if there is tfisat yad, Mishnah says, if there is a tfisat yad of the owner in those two places, one owner has those two places, he doesn't own those two places, but he has his stuff in those two places, he will be allowed, those two people that are there, will be allowed to carry from their bedrooms to the dining room without doing Eruv Hatzerot. What allows them to do that? Because the owner has stuff in room number one, and the owner has stuff in room number two. Now, question to you, why parents allowed to carry in their dining room, from their bedroom to the dining room? The kids don't go into the parents' room. Because who's the owner? The parents. The parents will go to the kids' room. They are the owner of this entire house. There's many bedrooms that will be over there. They are the owners. They have access to all these bedrooms. So when Adam or Eliyahu or Amir is going to go to somebody's home, and he gives you a separate bedroom, are you allowed to carry from your bedroom to the dining room? The answer is yes, because you are a guest by this owner. So far, so good.
You're also eating there.
Huh?
You're eating at the dining room.
Also, good point, because they're also sharing a mutual kitchen to all this situation. True. But what happens whenever you have, let's say you have some bedroom that is separate like this from the house, or even if it's attached to the house, but you have separate exit. The guy that lives there or the girl that lives there has nothing to do with you. They have their own small cooking wares. They have their own small thing going on over there. Now on Shabbat, you want to enter, or let's say Jewish people there. They want to go from their bedroom to the dining room of yours. You're inviting them, come. They pay your rent, or that's their unit in your house. Can they carry from their unit to your dining room or no? They want to take their siddur with them. Can they do that or no? They eat separately in their bedrooms all the time. נכון?
שהכל גופתית.
או, זה מזונות גזיר. Go to the restroom, Bechor. To the restaurant, I meant. Say Shakol there, come back. So a person that is right now going from the bedroom wants to bring his siddur to the dining room. Would he be allowed or no? He has a separate life over there, eating over there in the bedroom. Everything is in the bedroom. He has a studio bedroom takoy. Allowed or no? Says Halacha not allowed to. Unless the owner has his stuff in that bedroom. Gemara is going to discuss right now what type of stuff we're talking about and example of very wealthy men. Oh, yeah.
You finish with the laws of time?
No. We want to do Be'ezat Hashem a little bit of the Gemara once a week, so you guys also learn how to be familiar with Gemara.
Yeah, but so you stopped the time and now you started arrows?
Yeah, just once a week. On Sunday, because usually in the morning we learn the Gemara. But now in the morning we didn't have on Sunday, so once a week.
Halacha.
We're gonna do Be'ezat Hashem the Halacha also tomorrow. So comes Gemara and says, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Im yesh tfisat yad. We're reading Masechet Eruvin. If you guys wanna join, you can open your books also. If Rabbi Yehuda says, Im there is Masechet tfisat yad shel Baal Habayit, eno oser. The fact that the Baal Habayit has something in that bedroom, eno oser. Even though they don't have a mutual kitchen. That's the Chidush here. Gemara says, what is this tfisat yad? What are we talking about? So listen right now, Rabotai, to a story. כגון חצרו של אדם שנקרא בן בונאיס. There was one very wealthy man. יונתן. No יונתן. יונתן? ישראל. חבר שלך יונתן. I get confused. Okay? Ben Bunayis. There was one very wealthy man. His name was Ben Bunayis. היה עשיר. הוא משאיל בתים שבחצרו לאחרים. He was very wealthy man. He had few houses next to each other. And he used to give people that didn't have a place to be on Shabbat, pashausta, go. You'll be living in this house, and the other family needs a place, they're going to be in that house. And because he was so wealthy, he had so many stuff, he couldn't keep everything just in his house. He had to put it in those houses. So whenever they used to come in, they used to use in those houses also his stuff. Says the Gemara, Ben Bunayis ata lekamed Rebbe. Says one day, Ben Bunayis came to visit Rebbe. Rebbe was the multi-billionaire of that generation. He was the author of all the Mishnayot. It's unusual, Baruch, that a person is wealthy and smart in Torah. They usually don't go together. It's either you're wealthy and you are not so much knowledgeable in Torah, or sometimes the other way around. Yeah? Sometimes you are, Baruch Hashem, very knowledgeable in Torah, but on the world side, you are not the greatest one in the world. Yeah? Very rare cases that a person has success in both. Who was this extraordinary one? Exception to the rule? Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi. Gemara says he was so wealthy that fruits and vegetables that was not able to be found on the market in certain time of the year, Rabbi always had it on his table. It's like, imagine Bechor, whenever there was COVID, everybody was running after zinc. Remember? Zinc. COVID time, remember? בימים ההם ולא בזמן הזה. הוא זבר, לא? Say, go crazy on zinc. All the wealthy people, Platzili under the table, above table, everything, under the chair, any possible way to get the zinc. You guys remember these days or no?
Zinc.
Mineral. I have to explain you what is zinc. Mineral. You own a pharmacy, I have to explain to you what is zinc. Zinc is a vitamin, mineral. During the time of the year that nobody had ability to buy certain things, Rebbe always had those things in the house. Zinc, yeah. So Rebbe one day sitting on the table, and there was a gathering of people. People took their seats, next to Rebbe, big guy, big person. And one very wealthy man, this man was Ben Bunayis, that's his name. He walks in. Listen what happened. He walks in, And Rebbe said to this guy, please get up. Ben Bunais is coming. He worth 100 money. It's nowadays like $100 million person. They said, please give him the space. He needs to sit here. Hi. This guy gets up. Say hi. B'chavod, b'chavod. At the ini shacharina, amar lahu, whenever another man walked into the gathering, amar lahu Rebbe la yoshvim lefanav, Rebbe come and said to the people that's sitting in front of him, please, can you please get up? To this rich guy, can you please get up? This guy worth $200 million. Matay money. Amar lefanav.
Постыдился, что он его поднялся вместе.
Постыдился?
Но он сказал ему встань.
Yeah, he told him get up. In English, Bechor. Здесь направо у тебя кто-то кипит сидит.
Он скажет, меня подняли, я ушел.
You see, they were not sick of Ga'ava, Bechor. Some people are sick of Ga'ava. They didn't give a chair, Yahweh show. People have that sickness. They were not sick. $100 million worth person? The Rebbe told me, пожалуйста. $200 million sitting here, no problem. Comes Rabbi Ishmael Rabbi Yosef, אמר לרבי, אביו של זה, יש לו 1,000 ספינות בים. So Rebbe, you saying this guy is 100 million, because of that you get up the second guy is 200 million worth? I said, Rebbe, you forgot. This $100 million guy, his father owns 1,000 sfinot, boats. 1,000. You know what the boat is back in the day? You know how expensive is a boat?
Yeah.
1,000 boats. 1,000 boats on the ship, on the sea, is his father's. And not only that, for every boat, he wouldn't buy a boat until he doesn't own a city. So how many cities he owns? 1,000 cities. Sometimes you talk to people and say, Rabbi, I have a big meeting. I'm selling a watch to one guy. He owns half of Manhattan. He owns 2 buildings in Manhattan, half of Manhattan. Imagine what we're talking about. A city. Not 1, not 2, not 10, 1,000. Wealthy person or no, Bechor?
Yes.
Very well. So this Rabbi Ishmael Rabbi Yosef comes to Rebbe and says, Rabbi, why did you get up this guy that was $100 million worth? You know what his father worth? Listen what Rebbe answers. It is very important to know. אמר לו, לכשתגיע אצל אביו, when you're going to come to his father, tell him next time not to send him with this type of clothes.
Wow.
You hear this or no, Bechor?
Что он его в такой одежде отправил?
It said a person that is on a high level cannot show himself with the lower level clothes. He has to show himself that people will understand, especially that type of gathering of wealthy people. He cannot come over there with a broken watch.
Is that Ga'ava then?
Listen what Gemara says. אמר לו רבי היה מכבד עשירים. Rebbe used to respect wealthy people. Now, what are you all guys thinking for what? Why Rebbe gave kavod to wealthy people?
Maybe they can support Torah.
So you can support Torah.
For the yeshiva.
Check.
Check. Hashem made him wealthy. Right? Rabbi Akiva used to give a lot of respect to wealthy people. Gemara says why? Because the pasuk says in Tehillim, Yeshev olam lifnei Elohim, chesed ve'emet, man inzeruhu. Matai yeshev olam lifnei Elohim, when God makes the world exist, bizman shechesed ve'emet, man inzeruhu. Man is the food that they used to eat in the desert. Man means food. Afiko man, right? Take out the last food. Afiku, take out. Man, afiko man, that we call afiko man. Take out the last food. Man in Aramaic means food. The pasuk says, whenever the wealthy ones making sure that all the people from all levels will have food, Hashem says, I'm running the world. If you're not worried about them, you only worry about yourself, I have no interest in this world. So says the Gemara, do you know what's the reason Rebbe used to give kavod Rabbi Akiva used to give kavod to the wealthy people? He says, because only the wealthy people, they used to take care of the lower people than them. He's worth 100 million. He didn't say, I made it in life. Let them also work hard to make it in life. No, they showed them the path how to make it in life. How many of us would show the path to how to make it in life? You found a certain way how to make money in the lawyer business, in the pharmacy business, in the, I don't know what business you are, in the real estate business, in the jewelry business. Legal, no illegal stuff. Nobody thought about this. Are you going to show this to somebody else or no? Let him also make money. Let him also make money.
People are scared of showing their recipes to someone else. They're going to show this to someone else.
Well, it says you have to also keep your things hidden.
Huh?
It says to keep your
When Chafetz Chaim had a competitor before, he opened the store across his, at the store, somebody else opened the store. The story says that Chafetz Chaim comes and helps him to unload the trucks and tells him, I'll give you all the vendor numbers, which one is good, which one is better, which one is lower. Don't buy from this, don't buy from that one. He said, who are you? I said, I'm the guy across. He said, why are you doing it? I said, Baruch Hashem, all this time, he says, the people were dependent on me. I couldn't go study Torah. I had to open the store so many hours for the family, for this family, for that family. I felt bad to close the store. Now you are here, I will be able to work less hours. He said, you're going to make less money. He says, no, money comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Nothing to how many hours I put here. Rabotai, this is a person that didn't live 1,000 years ago. Baruch, 100 years ago. There is pictures of him, photo pictures of the Chafetz Chaim. He lived in Radin, in Europe. Kohen Bude Bechor. And they say about him how much emunah this person had is unbelievable. He never was lacking anything in life, even though he put a lot of hours to the Torah and very little hours to the business. He get to a point that he only opened the shop for 2 hours. Can you open your store for 2 hours, Igor? Mm-hmm. 2 hours. Working hours, 2 to 4. So. Huh? Can the Lord pick up the phone calls? Only 2 to 4. So, secretary, everybody, 2 to 4 you work. That's it. People will call. It's not mine.
Just try it for a week,
Huh?
Just try it for a week.
Baruch, what do you say about the glasses, Baruch? 2 to 4 you're opening the glass store. So, all the clients are going to come from 2 to 4. This way you're going to make it to Shahari, to the study of the Torah until 2 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock you close, you make it to the children home and come to Mincha Arvit and the Torah class.
They're going to come just out of curiosity to see how you make it.
How you make it. That's Gemara says that Rabbi and Rabbi Akiva used to give respect to the rich people only if they were not only wealthy, and they took care of the one that they were not so wealthy. From all the spectrum of the rich ones, Rabbi and Rabbi Akiva didn't respect everybody. They respected the one, Gemara said, that used to give man, used to give the fruit, the bread, to somebody else also. You also have a family, you also need to eat. I'll help you out to do it. Those type of people, Rabbi used to give kavod to. Rabbi Akiva used to give kavod to. To the point he used to make other people get up. Give him his Baal Tzedakah. So what's considered to be a respectful person in Hashem's eyes and the Chachamim eyes? The one that knows how to give. Not the one that knows how to build his bank account. Here it says also another point. It says, Rebbe was unusual, that he was wealthy and he was smart in Torah. He was the one to write all the Mishnayot. All the Mishnayot we have from Rebbe. So it said, by default, what people will do, would give respect to Big Chacham. Rebbe said, I don't want respect of Torah. I always want to be respected, not because of my Torah knowledge, because of the good deeds I do. So it says, if I teach the people to respect the one that do good deeds, they will respect me, not because of my Torah, because of my good deeds. This way I don't get minus on my credit of Torah studies. Anytime you get you do a mitzvah and you get accredited for that in Olam Hazeh, you get less credit in Olam Haba. I told you the story with the barber, Bechor. There was one barber, Erev Pesach. Erev Pesach, Devona Chona in his shop. Erev Pesach, all the Jews come. It's Sfirat HaOmer that Shnota. His Ochomo calls him. Hello? Tigze. Rabochi Ochomo. You want to make me FaceTime? I'll show you where I come see. Shame on you. What happened? My daughter has to pick up such a heavy shopping and you are somewhere else? Ее дочка поднимала вещи for Pesach. А что мне делать? I have so many clients here. I don't know clients, I don't know minds, nothing. You coming now? Home. Help my daughter. I don't want her to work hard. What would you do?
Work with the Ochomo.
Чуешь и подмышку,
What would you do, Becho?
сразу домой бежать.
Huh? Emet or no? Rabotai, this guy, hero. This guy lives in Queens. Mr. He's not in the moon, this guy. He lives here in Queens. He says, you know what? I'll make mitzvah, Erev Pesach, make everybody happy, you know. Money comes, money goes. Rabotai, I'm sorry, there's a big emergency. I have to close the shop. Please go to other barbers that is over there, over here. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. Close the shop, goes. Helps his wife, Baruch Hashem, set up Leila Seder, Shetilah. Comes Erev Leila Seder, say all the family getting together. And who is one of the people on the table? Ochomo, mother-in-law, Bosha, mother-in-law. Now, what does he think? Who would sacrifice, kick out all these clients for his wife? Who's going to do such a thing? Nobody in the world will do that. He did that. What does he think? Now we're going to give a few minutes toast to my Ochomo to say how good son-in-law I am. Okay? And he's like insisting that the Ochomo is going to get a word. Slow way that. She gets up, she says, thank you everybody for coming, but I'm very sorry to tell you that I'm very upset on my son-in-law. I had to call him in order for him to come to help my daughter? What is this? What do you guys learn in synagogues? What do you guys, religion? Who needs that?
Она его помыла.
Why? He comes after Leila Seder. Now, Leila Seder, yeah? He comes after Leila Seder. Say, Rabbi, do you believe I did such a big mitzvah? I sacrificed so much for my Shalom Bayit, for my wife to be happy. And what do I get from my Ochomo? In front of everybody. That I'm a bad son-in-law. What would you do, Rabbi? I told my wife, I'm never going to show you my face next to your mother. I'm done with her. I don't want to hear from her. Tell her not to come to us Shabbat, holidays. I don't want to see her face.
You already said that?
He told me that he wants to say to his wife.
He wants to.
Yeah. I told him, listen, you a barber? Do you cut hair yourself all day? No, Rabbi. I have people also working. Imagine I said, what days you have the most busiest times? He said, Sunday, Monday, very, very busy. You bring extra barbers down. How much you pay them? $200 a day. Okay? I said, imagine right now, the guy comes on Sunday. He worked. Yeah, that's his day, Sunday. Another guy comes on Monday. The guy on Sunday come work. He got paid $200. At the end of the day, good job, Pasho. You see him again Monday. I said, look, today's Monday. It's not your day. The other guy is today coming. No, I know. I'm not coming to work. I'm coming to get paid. Paid for what? You got paid yesterday. What are you going to call this guy? Can you get paid for one job 2 times? I said, imagine right now, you would sit Shabbat at the table, and your Ochomo picked up the wine, your mother-in-law picked up the wine, and she praised you so much. Wow, unbelievable son-in-law I have.
Куда пойдешь, там ничего нет.
Did you get already credited in this whole world for that? Yeah. What do you want to get credit over there? You cannot do one job and get paid twice.
This is physical. That's
So
spiritual.
if you got paid already ba'olam hazeh, forget about getting paid again. Ba'olam haba.
But that's spiritual.
Do you want your spiritual reward to be 100% ba'olam haba, or you want it to be ba'olam hazeh? Or part of it ba'olam hazeh? What do you want? No, I want 100% there. I said, so next time whenever your Ochomo puts you down, should you say, I cut off over there? They say, I'm not going to hear. What should we say?
Cut Hararov.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. I got 100% credit of the mitzvah in Olam Haba. I didn't get any credit by Olam Hazeh. And that's the reason, all the time you're doing a good deed, what follows after that? Trouble. In English they have a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. Every time you're doing a good deed, it's never going to happen, and if you're not going to get punished for that. Means you thought, I'm going to do good. At the end, what ended up? You're going to get punished for that good. Ended up something bad. What's the reason? Because you know, if you're going to regret it, so you lost it. Who took the mitzvah? Satan. You right now give all the credit to Satan's side. You know how much power it is? Imagine now you had guns, money, I don't know, whatever it is. Instead of giving it to Tzahal, you send it to Hamas. What a bad person you are. Huh? There'll be one Jewish person that sponsors Hamas. All the weapons, everything they need, I pay. What are you gonna? One Jewish person. What are you gonna call this guy? Huh? Very bad person, right? When a person regrets for a mitzvah he have done, he took all the power of the mitzvah. He said, "Satan bechavod." You take it. So what is Satan gonna fight the most with? The one that did the mitzvah? Please regret. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll do everything possible. You regret? It's mine. You understand why people calling Atzala calls and then they scream on you?
Happening in Motzei Shabbat.
You understand why? Because if you save life, you're going to have to get credit for that. A lot of credit for that. You save life, like you said, the whole world, Gemara tells us. Such a big credit, you think Satan is going to just let go? Or is going to make the person, his family, devona and scream at you? What do you think? If you had to be the Satan to make the decision, what would you do? You flip the whole world to get that credit. That's a Rabbi Yehuda Nasi Gemara says, always used to respect the rich people. Masechet Eruvin. Which rich people? The one that took care of the lower people. And another reason Gemara tells us over here, the commentary says, why? Rabbi said, I don't want to get any credit for the mitzvot I'm doing. I have money, people give kavod to money. So that's why I teach people to give kavod to the rich people. So they will give me kavod because of my money, not because of the Torah knowledge that I have. So I will not lose a little bit of the credit of the Torah knowledge from Olam Haba. How wealthy in mitzvot was Rabbi? All the Mishnayot to learn Torah, Am Israel is zechut. He wrote it. He composed it.
שהכל גופתי.
או גופתם, בכל גופתם. Amen. All the zechuyot we learn in Mishnayot, we learn in Gemara that explains the Mishnayot. Who is this zechut of? Rabbi. What Rabbi says? Million, trillion of zechuyot. I don't want to lose one of it, not even a bit of it in Olam Hazeh. You're giving me kavod just because I'm wealthy, as I give kavod to the wealthy people. Look how smart Rabbi was. Setting up the whole kahal to do kavod to the rich because of their money. So he was going to get the kavod not because of his story, because of his money. Finishes the Gemara and says, Amar Rav Nachman, Tana Debe Shemuel. What type of stuff we talking about that you have on other people's houses? It has to be extremely wealthy stuff? Says the Gemara, no. Even if you have a stick that you need to attach the, how do you call it, grabля, how do you call this thing? This thing also is enough. If it has a handle in this room, it's considered to be as something in his room to allow him to go into that room. Since he has the permission to go in that room for his stuff, even it's a small, insignificant thing. Kasher. Finishes off the Gemara and says, Davar anital beShabbat, and that's halacha bechol. If a person has anything, it's not enough in those rooms, in the other rooms. He needs to have things that they are not allowed to be moved on Shabbat. Because if it's something you can move out from the room, then the person has no access to the room. Your stuff is here, now it's outside my room. So it's outside the room, you have no more reason to go inside the room. So it comes out that this room is 100% separated from the other room, because the guy doesn't need to go inside the room anymore, because he could have taken it out. So when you're allowed to go inside the room, only whenever you have stuff that they're not allowed to be moved out, like muktzeh.
With a laptop.
So today, all hotels, what the owner of the hotel has inside the rooms of the hotels,
Oh, his room, his stuff.
television. Yes, TV. Once you have TV in the rooms, guess what? Can you take out TV outside the room on Shabbat?
Yes.
Can you take outside
No, you
the
not.
TV?
No, you not.
Why?
Owner can.
Owner also cannot.
Good.
Because there's a, no, even if it's going to be, no, that's not the point. Gemara says, in order for the owner to have access to your room, he needs to have something in the room. Comes Rav Shmuel and says, which stuff we're talking about? Only stuff that you as a Jew cannot take out of the room. Because he has to have all the time ability to get access inside the room. So if it will be a cup of his, a chair of his, a table of his, a bed of his, those two things you can take outside. Now he has no real need to go inside. So then it's a separate domain. You cannot carry from a separate domain to the common domain, to the mutual domain. Asur. So he has to maintain access to this room at all times throughout the Shabbat. How to do that, says the Gemara? Only whenever you have something that is not movable, not allowed to be moved on Shabbat. This way, the owner, doesn't matter Jew or Goy, has all the time access going inside the room. So it's going to be like one big domain, even though he has separate rooms in it. And that's Halacha, bottom line. That's a person who goes to a hotel. If the owner has stuff inside there, he doesn't have to worry about Eruvin Chatzerot, to connect different Chatzerot at domains, because it's all one big domain.
That's if the owner's Jewish.
No, even if the owner is Goy.
So I go to a hotel, no room. Every room has a TV. And
Right.
I can walk.
I see. Everyone has a bed. Is that enough?
But the bed we said is able to be moving out.
I heard you're not allowed unless you do it.
Eruvin Chatzerot.
Yeah.
So that's the chiddush here. Whenever the owner doesn't have things in your unit. The Gemara says, but if he has things, that's halacha. Bottom line, passing like that. In Sivan Shin Ayin, in Sif Bet. Bring us Shulchan Aruch maybe? Yeah? You have? I'll bring, I have it in the computer. I'll open it here. Easier.
Why would a bed be not considered a?
Bed you allowed to take out or no?
You can move it.
Can you move a bed on Shabbat?
Yeah. Something you cannot.
Something you allowed to move, it's not necessarily securing his accessibility to the room.
Shalom by.
Fridge, same thing.
Huh?
Fridge, freezer.
Fridge, yeah. No, fridge is different. Fridge you're not allowed to move. You're gonna have to unplug it.
Right. So I'm saying that could also be.
Kasher.
Kasher for the.
Yeah. Okay? Got it? Very good. Here I'm reading to Shulchan Aruch. בעל הבית שיש לו הרבה בתים בחצר אחת, והשאילן או השכירן לאחרים. Either he gave it over to people or rented over to people. ויש לו בכל אחד מהם דברים, and he has in every one of those units stuff שאינם ניטלים בשבת. And you may not take them out בשבת from those rooms. מחמת קופדן או מחמת איסור שהם, either they're too heavy to take out or they are restricted because of איסור. אפילו לצורך מקומם, אין הדרים בהם אוסרים עליו. The people that they live inside there does not restrict the carrying from there, from these domains to the public domain. לפי שנעשו כולם כאורחים אצלו. Because everybody that lived in those units considered to be like his guests. He is the owner of all these houses, even though you pay rent. That's the חידוש here. ולפיכך גם הם מותרים להוציא מבתיהם לחצר, אף על פי שלא נתנו עירוב. I'm reading to Shulchan Aruch. They will be allowed to take from their units to the public place, inside that building, even though they did not put eruv.
Literally a few months ago we learned that we're not allowed.
So that's the chiddush here. Whenever you don't have stuff inside the room that belongs to the owner. If you have stuff inside the room, no problem. So remember which siman? Shulchan Aruch siman 370. Seif 2. 372. שולחן ערוך. ואם אין הבתים שלו, לא קנויות ולא סחורות, אבל פי שיש לו דברים שעשו את הדנה, אסור מזה על זה. It says, but if the house is not his, then if he's not, ואם אין הבתים שלו, he is not the owner of those units, לא קנויות ולא סחורות, they are not rented even though they are not sold out to somebody else, אבל פי שיש לו בהם דברים, even though he has stuff inside there, אסור לטלטל. means to say, not because he has stuff in the rooms, it allows it. No, because he's the owner and he has stuff in the rooms. Two conditions has to be fulfilled. Shalom, you understood? Very good. Now, Rabotai, we had a question about Shulo Haken, descending the mother of the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah? This mitzvah to do, but it has to be done only in a place that does not belong to you.
In the nighttime.
And it has to be nighttime. Now, what if it's in your balcony? What if it is in your backyard, front yard, all these situations? So the rule is like this. If any place that the public has no problem accessing there, it's considered to be as it's not yours. If it's located in a place that the public has no access over there, then it's considered to be yours. And the Torah says that the sending the mother away can only be done in a place that is not yours. Ki ikare kan tzipor lefanecha. Whenever you're going to go somewhere on the way, and you're going to find a bird, mother bird. From this Gemara learns out that it has to be not yours. You saw it by the way. Comes the poskim and says, listen, I have a trick. Before you're going to send the mother away, you can make two things. Either say from now on, I don't want my domain to acquire this, so it's not mine ever. That could be one. Before the domain is made, before the nest and the eggs are there, you see the bird starting the nest, yeah? Say, I don't want this area to be mine. I don't want my domain to acquire it from me. Don't have to have hefker. That's the chidush here. Once it's already acquired, and then you realize, oh, it's already there. Now you gotta make this area hefker. How do you make hefker? In front of 3 men. Lechatchila is supposed to be in front of 3 men. Can you do it on the phone or no? That's debatable. Some say you can do it on the phone. Some say you cannot. But if you do it video phone, that's even more lenient. Because it's not recognizing the people through the voice only, that they are actually the people. You're recognizing the people by actually video, which is more valid by Halacha, that this is the person you're talking to. You understood? So if you have to do it hefker, you can do it by announcing it to 3 people that this area where the nest sitting with the eggs, that this is 100% ownerless. I'm not the owner of that. Got it? That's a possibility to do.
And he can do it.
And then you can do that. Yeah. After you do that, you have to pick up the mother. You have to pick up the mother bird and send her away. And then you pick up the eggs. You don't have to eat the eggs if you don't want to. Put it back. Then you need to say again in front of 3 people, ownerless. That's not mine. This was mine, now it's not mine. Here. I put it here, that's not mine anymore. 3 people have to listen to that. Every time you do hefker, ownerless stuff, but that's the best. If you found it on the way, that's the best mitzvah. But if you didn't find it on the way, then you need to every time make an announcement at Animayo. If the next guy wants to do it, then the next guy has to do it to the 3rd guy, etc.
So a balcony, if technically if someone wants, they can put a ladder go up. Can I count this as open area? Anyone?
No, because the public is not going to go there. It's not meant for the public to go. You're not going to find some Joe Schmo on your balcony, the video you showed. You're not going to say, oh, it's okay that he's there. But if you see a guy that is in a front yard, there's no fence, and he's walked over there, it's not so bad as being in such a balcony like this. So therefore, if it's hatched eggs in such a balcony that the public has no access over there, not supposed to have access over there, it's kind of your private area, you will be obligated to first announce ownerless. Efker, how do you say it? Yeah, how do you say in English? Ownerless? Yeah, I give up my ownership of this, and only then you'll be allowed to pick it up.
And until when can you do that, Mister? Like if the birds already are growing, when can you do it?
What, the hatched?
The
eggs already hatched? Yeah, it's also fine.
But I'm saying until when? 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah, no matter, as long as the mother is still being on top of them.
No, how does it work? You do the line.
Okay, Belina, we'll talk about this another time. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanania.